This is Tomas Lindberg from At the Gates. You're watching Brutalitopia.
I haven't seen you guys in a long time. Back here for Maryland Deathfest with Thomas from At the Gates. How's everything going, dude? Are you guys having a good time?
Yeah, as always.
Yeah,
Great,
of course. Your guys' set was killer last night. What song do you like playing most? Now that you guys are together again, writing new music, what song do you like playing most from your back catalog?
Oh, it's different every night because what we do is feed up the audience a lot,
right.
And
I could tell that last night too.
Basically, what they get into, we get into in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, and last night the favorite must have been "Raped by the Light of Christ" because that's where that's where we came back for the technical difficulties.
Windows was the same way last night.
Yeah, okay. I mean, having that people respond to the older songs that was brilliant. "Raped by the Light of Christ" was great to play last night.
That's awesome. That's so cool. So I just brought up the fact that you guys are writing new music. How's the whole process going with the new record?
Well, it's not recorded in the actual studio yet, but it's finished. Otherwise, totally. We demoed everything, 15 songs, and it's written down to the last word of the lyrics. Everything's
perfect.
It was actually almost done when we announced that we were going to do it. Yeah.
Well, that was going to be my next question: is how much of the songs were already riffs written by Anders and were already lyrics that you've preconceived? Because I would imagine the fact that since you guys have been reunited for going on 6 years now, that even though you said that you were going to record new records, you probably had a lot of ideas floating around.
Well, actually no. I mean, it's a good idea that you say that. I mean, I don't want to diss your idea.
No, please.
But I would say that it's mostly actually when Anders presented like the first 2 or 3 songs, like basic ideas, just a couple of riffs thrown together, and that was new stuff that he had written.
Right.
So this he has started that process after completing his solo record that he did.
Yeah, of course, yeah, right.
And it's like that was his first metal song since he left the Haunted. And we have started doing that, together after that. So it's all new stuff that's written from, I would say, like July last year.
And that's so cool, too, because it's fresh.
Yeah, it's definitely. It's and it's just happened. It just grew,
It's organic.
Yeah, it's very honest from the heart. It's this how we sound. It's us.
That's cool, man, and that's so cool. How much of the stuff that you've been doing since Slaughter the Soul was released in 1995 has influenced the way that the new record is going? Like we were talking beforehand about Great Deceiver. How much of the hardcore influence is on the new record, do you think?
Well, that's hard to say, actually. I mean, it's that's the hardcore influence in At the Gates has always been there in one way, but it's more like the idea, and the attitude more than the actual
DB.
So that's probably still the same, but it's much as it has those elements. It has the progressive elements, and everything else in the old school death metal. I would say like everything that we've done, like even like our personal lives and the whole development. Personal development is in the new record.
That's so cool.
So I mean, it's as important as probably more important than Slaughter of the Soul was for us. But we just kind of like we did it natural the way it just came out.
Right.
So it's a melting pot of everything that we are.
I think that's what every At the Gates fan wants.
Yeah.
Is like
hopefully
you don't just ask. So like and. I think a lot of there's kind of a high watermark for reunion albums right now with Carcass, because of Surgical Seal is so great. But I think that's all any At the Gates fan wants is for you guys to just come back out there and be honest about it. So and just say this is what we have going on now.
Yeah.
Speak a little bit to like so you guys have done the reunion shows. Where have you enjoyed, maybe not enjoyed, but where have you found the best reception?
Oh, that's hard to say. I mean, as you said, like last night was like a lot of people were into the old school stuff. Right. And we noticed like this is more the underground death metal thing here in Maryland, which we kind of expected.
Well, you were wearing a God McCobb shirt last night, man.
I mean, we're old,
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, And I mean, then we go to South America. That's totally crazy, you know. And I mean, wherever we go, it's like, you know, we haven't been there for a long time, and it's like, it's a certain feeling. So it's very hard to pinpoint which one is, you know.
So you guys did the live album at Wacken. How did it feel to get in front of that crowd? And
intimidating.
Yeah.
Really, that was horrible.
It's huge, right? Yeah.
And but we just got off the U.S. tour in 2008 before.
Exactly.
Like we were home 3 days.
Right?
Yeah. So we went and did that. So it's kind of like we were on the roll a bit, you know.
In the zone, but at the same time,
Yeah.
Cool. So, what are you listening to right now?
Oh, a lot of different stuff as usual.
I mean, people probably care about this. People probably want to know what Tomas Lindberg's going to listen to. So.
I mean, the big album right now is the Lost Swans record.
Oh, totally.
But you need 3 hours though, you know, like of your time.
Just kind of sit down.
So I mean, but that's definitely one of the. I need my iPod for
like that's probably such a terrible question to ask.
Yeah, the last playlist, you know, where was
whatever was on last. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the Swans released a new record. Autumn's released a new record.
Yeah,
it's a good year. You know, starting out very good.
Yeah, it totally is. How do you feel about who you're most excited to see today?
Today, I would say Sacrifice today.
Yeah, sure.
Because I mean, Dark Angel is.
Yeah,
bigger band for me, really, like from the heart. But I saw them in Santiago, Chile.
Oh,
and they were amazing.
With you guys.
They were amazing. So I mean, they're gonna kick ass tonight. But I mean, Sacrifice I have never seen.
Yeah, okay.
And that comeback album they did was fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to that. And also, I mean, there's a lot of other bands I hope I'd be able to. I mean, I want to, you know, we check out some bands on the smaller stages as well. I want to check out Hooded Menace, you know, great band.
Oh man, totally.
There's a lot of stuff I want to, you know, check out.
Yeah, totally.
A great new band actually is Morbus Kron from Sweden.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard they're awesome.
Yeah, we're taking them out on tour in Europe. They're fucking amazing. Yeah,
that's awesome.
If I could swear on this.
Yeah, we can fucking swear all we fucking want with Tomas Lindberg. So say fuck. Say fuck again. Fuck. Shit.
Cunt.
I'm running out of questions. So
sorry.
You're so to the point that it's like fuck. Speak a little bit about the hardcore, the stuff that you've done since Slaughter the Soul was released, and how hardcore, not necessarily the spirit like we were talking about earlier, but like the actual sound has influenced you personally from an artistic perspective.
I mean, it's always been there, like since like the early Anti-Cymix Discharge 7 inches, you know, like when I was into that and really like, you know.
Totally.
So it's always been there, like almost as much as the metal thing, you know. And I never really, and I never really separated. And during my long time in the scene, it's been like some years it's okay to like both, some years it's not okay. But now I'm feeling like it's cool. Everything is like the way I want it to be.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But I mean, basically, sometime it was like when Dysphere was starting to do stuff again, like Missing Generation.
That was basically what I was asking about Dysphere.
Yeah, and I mean, the Converge had those great albums like the Jane Doe and
You Feel Me, right?
Yeah, You Feel Me, and at the same time, Tragedy put out Vengeance.
Yeah.
And that kind of like fired me up again a little bit. And Cursed put out their second record, you know. Albums like that was really crucial of getting the energy back and believe in the heavy music again. Because like some of this shit has stagnated a little bit.
It has.
And some of those albums really like, oh, that's the reason, you know.
That's what I felt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since then, there's tons of great records every year now. It's really,
Well, and that was going to be you're basically speaking to the point. So like Black Breath is playing today.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the fact that you guys, Slaughter the Soul is arguably one of the most important heavy metal records of all time? How do you feel about that in terms of? I'm just speaking objectively. Like you get that record informed American metalcore was basically.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that. So sorry.
I had a feeling
I destroyed hardcore.
Yeah, woo. But how do you feel about that though? Because like now that we're beyond that moment, we have bands like Black Breath who are playing that Swedish death metal style, but they had that, you know, that they're still hardcore. How do you feel? How do you feel?
I actually said that in a Decibel interview once, that like, you know, people should stop ripping at the gates off in the hardcore scene and start ripping off Entombed instead.
Yeah, right.
And then Black Breath started. I was like,
ripping off Entombed.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, what happened there? I'm happy with that, because that relates more to the hardcore essence.
Yeah,
that
totally.
sound is more closer to
well,
that.
and that's the whole thing is like, you know, you guys broke up after Slaughter the Soul, but after Left Hand Path, it was like, and then they changed all of a sudden, you know, and then Wolverine Blues happened. So, speak a little bit to the kind of feeling that you have about the scene right now. How do you were sort of speaking a little bit about how you're apologizing for the fact that American metalcore happened, but
no, sorry. I mean, it's like, you know, it's good.
No, it's a joke. Yeah. It's cool. But speak a little bit to what's the feeling now as opposed to, or maybe in comparison to 1995 in Brutalitopia.
Well, in 1995, I think the whole scene was very stagnated. You know, it was very, like, death metal was on the way down.
Yeah.
And the hardcore scene was very separated from the metal scene. Yeah. Maybe not in the States so much, but in Europe it was really like,
sure.
It was no excitement. There was still a few records coming out every year, but it was really like, you know.
Yeah.
Where's the energy? Where's the action?
Sure.
And I feel that now. There's like bands popping up all the time. There's a lot of communication between the scenes. This stuff is going on, and you can feel it. It's a sense of honesty and urgency in the scene that, you know, I feel like more like back in that 1988, probably more, you know.
How much do you attribute that to, like, the internet? Like, the fact that it's so easy to listen to anything you want to?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing and a bad thing, you know, because, like, you know, you could get stuff very fast, get into it, find a band, like, 2 seconds after you heard the name, but you could also dismiss it straight away.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, you hear a band, you don't give them the time because it's just click.
And back in the day, there was like, you know, there was two records every year. So like
you had to go out of your way to get the tape.
Yeah,
exactly.
So I mean, but we still listen to music that way because we're all, you know, old people. So we kind of like, you know, we really like, even if we get the album like that, still, you know, dive into it. That's like the Swans record. It's like, you know, it's been You have to listen to it a lot of times.
Digest it,
and not just move on to the next cool thing 2 seconds later. I still download and shit like that and put, but you know, I was like,
flip it through.
Yeah, like I'll get to that later. Now it's this record.
Yeah, you have the list of what you've downloaded.
And then
get through it.
Yeah,
exactly. Were you able to catch any of the black? So yesterday was heavy on black metal.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite band that you were able to watch yesterday?
The thing is, when you play a show, it's like a pretty big show, whatever.
Right, it's tough, right?
It's very hard to focus, and you get running around doing shit,
exactly.
like signing sessions and stuff like that. But I mean, that's not shit. It's a great thing. I love it. You know, meeting the people.
But it's part of the job.
Yeah,
exactly.
I missed a lot of bands that I really wanted to see. You know, Ruins of Beverest. I wanted to see that. Necros Christus. I missed that. So.
Did you see Magua?
No, because we were not even here then. You know.
Oh, you weren't even here yet.
You know,
cool.
That was horrible, but I really wanted to see that. People were talking a lot about that, but the bands last night I actually got to see was Sol Saphir and Agalok, I guess, you know, and then Incantation. So I was like bands. I haven't seen Agalok before. That was great, but I mean the other two bands I've seen a million times, and they were good. Sure. But tonight I'm trying to see more. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. How do you feel about Tankard? Are you excited for Tankard today? I'm super stoked.
I
got enough beer. Die with a fucking beer in my hand.
I'll tell you a story. When we played with the Crown at this German festival a couple of years back, we were sharing dressing room with Tankard, and me and the bass player from the Crown were like, "Is that, you know?" Because they have this huge Tankard, like it's a stage prop. Yeah, it's like a stage prop.
So awesome.
And we were like, looking at it, you know, like, and they were like coming in like, "Don't touch the Tankard." Like, we can't. Okay, I'm sorry, man. That's like, you
gotta worship it.
Yeah,
you gotta wash your hands before you touch it.
Well, I mean, I was, you know, back in the day, of course, when Zombie Attack came out and stuff like that, I was like, I was, you know, you were into everything. But then, like, after the second, third record of the same theme, we kind of like,
come on.
That's funny, but you know, can we?
Well, and I've always said, like Municipal Waste is blown up in the U.S., right? But they have everything to owe to a band like Tinker. It's just like party. Party, you know, and have a fun time. And I think that's what's so cool about the fact that they're playing Maryland today, is that in the end, this is just a big party.
Yeah.
This is a great time. And like, whether it's Toka playing last night or whether it's you guys or Tankard or anybody, it's just, this is the place where we're all partying together.
Yeah, it will probably be a great show with Tankard.
Yeah, it's going to be wild.
People,
I kept saying to them, to the rest of the guys, who you guys can't see, but that I wanted to buy a beer helmet at a costume store for Tankard.
For Tankard, that would be brilliant. Yeah.
That'd be perfect, right? So, do you have any parting words for any of the At the Gates fans out there?
Well, yes. Thanks for being here still, I guess, and hopefully you'll be into what we present for you in October, November. That's. We put our heart in it, but we'll hopefully.
I think I speak for everyone in saying that that we're all more than excited about it. So
great, we too. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, this is Tomas Lindberg from At the Gates. I don't need to fucking introduce him again. Brutalitopia.com. Check it out.